What if the biggest obstacle in your life is not a punishment, but a turning point? What if losing something important is the beginning of becoming stronger? And what if the birth story of Ganesha holds a deeper lesson about destiny than we often realize? Many people today struggle with fear about the future. Students worry about exams. Parents worry about money. Young people feel pressure to succeed quickly. When plans fail, we often say, "It was my destiny." But in Hindu thought, destiny is not blind fate. The idea of karma, explained in texts like the Bhagavad Gita, teaches that actions matter. What we choose today shapes tomorrow. This video explores that idea through the traditional birth story of Ganesha, found in sources such as the Shiva Purana and the Skanda Purana. These texts describe how Goddess Parvati created a child, how a conflict with Lord Shiva led to a tragic moment, and how that moment turned into transformation. Different Puranas give slightly different details, and we will acknowledge those differences honestly. Beyond the story itself, we will also explore its meaning. In Hindu tradition, Ganesha is worshipped before new beginnings as the remover of obstacles. Whether someone sees this as religious belief or cultural practice, the message is powerful. Obstacles can shape us. Throughout this video, we will clearly separate traditional belief from interpretation so you can understand both the facts and the lessons. Stay with us until the end for a deeper and balanced understanding. And if you value thoughtful content like this, please like and subscribe to support our channel. Human beings have always searched for meaning in difficult moments. When someone fails an exam, loses a job, faces illness in the family, or goes through a broken relationship, the first question that often comes to mind is, was this my destiny? This question is not new. It appears in many cultures and religions. In Hindu thought, destiny is closely linked with karma, which simply means action and its result. This idea is explained in texts such as the Bhagavad Gita, where it is taught that a person has control over actions, but not always over results. This does not mean everything is fixed in advance. Instead, it suggests that present actions shape future outcomes. This view is different from the idea of blind fate, where nothing can be changed. Within this cultural and philosophical background, Ganesha holds a special place. In Hindu practice, many people pray to Ganesha before starting a new business, writing an exam, moving into a new house, or even beginning a book. This tradition is well known across India and in Hindu communities worldwide. He is often called Vignaharta, which means remover of obstacles. This title reflects devotional belief, and it is widely practiced, though interpretations may differ among individuals and traditions. The important idea here is not only about prayer, but about preparation. When someone pauses before beginning something important, it creates focus and calm. Obstacles in this view are not always seen as punishment. They can act as teachers. A student who fails once may study more carefully the next time. A person who loses a job may learn a new skill and find better work later. These are real-world examples, not promises of guaranteed success. Hindu philosophy does not say that worship alone removes problems. It teaches that effort, discipline, and right action matter. As we move into the birth story of Ganesha, we will see that even a divine figure faces a painful turning point. This prepares us to understand destiny not as something fixed and cruel, but as something shaped through challenge, action, and transformation. The traditional birth story of Ganesha is mainly described in Hindu texts such as the Shiva Purana and the Skanda Purana. While details vary slightly between texts, the central events remain similar. According to the Shiva Purana, Goddess Parvati created a young boy from the paste she used while bathing. Some versions say sandalwood paste, while others mention turmeric paste. These differences are normal in Puranic literature, which was passed down over many generations. What remains consistent is that Parvati created the child herself and gave him life. She then asked him to stand guard outside while she bathed and instructed him not to let anyone enter. This part of the story shows duty and obedience. The boy followed her instructions seriously because he saw it as his responsibility. At this point in the story, Lord Shiva returned home. The boy, not knowing who Shiva was, stopped him from entering. From the child's point of view, he was only following his mother's order. From Shiva's side, he was being blocked from his own home. This misunderstanding led to conflict. The texts describe a battle between Shiva and the boy. Eventually, Shiva, in anger, cut off the boy's head. This event is told directly in the Puranas without softening the impact, but it should be understood as mythological storytelling, not a historical report. When Parvati saw what had happened, she was filled with grief and anger. To calm her sorrow and restore balance, Shiva promised to bring the child back to life. He instructed his followers to bring the head of the first living being they found facing north, which happened to be an elephant. The elephant's head was placed on the boy's body, and he was brought back to life. Shiva then accepted him as his son. This is the core scriptural version. As found in major Puranic sources, though small details may differ across traditions. After the dramatic events surrounding the child's creation and the confrontation with Shiva, the story of Ganesha moves into a moment of grief, anger, and repair, which teaches us about transformation through challenges. When Parvati saw her son's head had been severed, she was overwhelmed with sorrow and anger, expressing a deep human emotion that anyone who has experienced loss or misunderstanding can relate to. This grief is not just a mythological detail. It reflects how intense emotions can shape decisions and change lives. In our everyday experiences, when something we care about deeply is harmed or lost, we also go through a process of shock, reflection, and the search for solutions, whether it is the loss of a loved one, a job, or an important opportunity. Just as Parvati's grief demanded action, real-life challenges push us to find ways to restore balance or move forward. Shiva, on the other hand, felt regret for the actions he had taken in anger. Even divine figures, according to mythology, need to repair the consequences of their decisions. This part of the story highlights an important lesson. Mistakes and conflicts are part of life, and acknowledging them is the first step toward repair. In real-world terms, conflicts with family members, friends, or colleagues can feel intense, but addressing them with reflection and care can lead to reconciliation and personal growth. When Shiva took responsibility and acted to restore life, he demonstrated that repair and forgiveness are possible even after serious mistakes. The reconciliation between Shiva and Parvati also illustrates the restoration of balance, a key concept in many Hindu texts. After the child was brought back to life with an elephant head, harmony was restored in the household. This mythological moment can be applied symbolically to everyday life. Challenges, losses, and conflicts do not have to define us permanently. With deliberate effort, thoughtful choices, and patience, it is possible to repair damage, heal relationships, and move toward a new chapter of life. By studying this episode, viewers can understand that grief and regret, though painful, are often the catalysts for transformation, leading to stronger resilience and a deeper appreciation for the lessons hidden within life's obstacles. Sources for this narrative can be found in the Shiva Purana and the Skanda Purana. Once the boy was brought back to life with the head of an elephant, the story of Ganesha took on a new layer of meaning through symbolism, showing lessons about wisdom, focus, listening, and sacrifice. The elephant itself is considered a symbol of wisdom and strength in Indian culture. Elephants are known for their memory, patience, and calmness, qualities that are admired in leaders and thinkers. By giving Ganesha an elephant head, the Puranas symbolically linked him with these traits, teaching that intelligence and patience are powerful tools to navigate life's challenges. This symbolism can also remind viewers that even after a difficult or unexpected event, one can gain insight and strength if they remain calm and learn from experience. The large ears of Ganesha carry another important lesson. They represent the value of listening more than speaking. In daily life, people often face misunderstandings because they talk too quickly or fail to truly hear others. By learning to listen carefully, we can understand situations better, make wiser decisions, and build stronger relationships. This idea is reflected in workplaces, schools, and homes, showing that the symbolism of Ganesha's ears is not just religious, but practical. Similarly, the broken tusk of Ganesha holds meaning about sacrifice and imperfection. In myths, it is said that he broke his tusk to use it as a pen to write the Mahabharata. This teaches that even in difficult circumstances, we can make sacrifices to achieve greater purposes. In real life, this could mean letting go of pride, convenience, or comfort to achieve a meaningful goal. Finally, the small eyes of Ganesha represent the importance of focus. In a world full of distractions, from social media to constant notifications, it is easy to lose sight of priorities. The symbolism reminds us that clear focus helps to see the truth and make thoughtful choices. When combined, the elephant head, large ears, broken tusk, and small eyes create a complete lesson. Wisdom comes from learning, listening, sacrificing when needed, and focusing on what truly matters. While these interpretations are symbolic and not literal historical facts, they are widely taught in Hindu culture and can be applied as practical advice in daily life. Sources for these symbolic explanations can be verified in the Shiva Purana and in cultural studies about Hindu iconography, which explore the deeper meaning of deity symbols. The story of Ganesha is not just about divine events. It also teaches important lessons about identity, duty, and boundaries. One of the most striking aspects of the story is how Ganesha strictly followed his mother, Parvati's instructions. She asked him to guard the entrance while she bathed, and he did so with complete dedication. This shows the importance of being responsible and standing firm in one's duty. In real life, people often face situations where they must balance respect for others with their own responsibilities. For example, a young employee may need to follow their manager's instructions carefully while still being aware of their own values and limits. Standing by one's responsibilities can sometimes create conflict, just as it did for Ganesha when he blocked Shiva from entering. Yet it is essential for personal integrity. Ganesha's conflict with Shiva also reflects what happens when identity is unclear. He did not know that Shiva was his father, and this lack of awareness led to a difficult confrontation. Many people experience similar identity struggles, particularly during adolescence or major life changes, when they question who they are and what role they should play in the world. Understanding oneself is a gradual process, and confusion or mistakes along the way are natural. This episode reminds us that it is okay to make errors while learning about our own identity and purpose. The story also highlights the importance of boundaries. Ganesha's loyalty to his mother and his duty created a protective boundary that needed to be respected, even by a divine figure like Shiva. In everyday life, setting healthy boundaries with family, friends, or at work is essential for mental and emotional well-being. Clear boundaries can prevent misunderstandings and help maintain respect in relationships. Furthermore, growth often comes through misunderstandings and challenges. Ganesha's journey shows that even a divine child faced confusion and conflict, yet he ultimately grew into a wise and revered deity. This teaches that personal growth is often shaped by experiences of conflict, challenge, and reflection. By navigating misunderstandings with patience and clarity, individuals can develop resilience, wisdom, and a stronger sense of self. Finally, the story encourages self-respect and understanding one's role. Ganesha's dedication, loyalty, and careful action exemplify the balance between following duty and developing personal identity. By applying these lessons in daily life, viewers can approach challenges with confidence, patience, and respect for themselves and others. These teachings are drawn from the Shiva Purana and Skanda Purana, where Ganesha's early life is carefully described. Millions of people around the world begin new tasks, projects, or journeys by first praying to Ganesha. In Hindu culture, he is known as the remover of obstacles, and this practice is deeply rooted in tradition. Whether someone is starting a new business, moving to a new home, writing exams, or beginning a creative project, invoking Ganesha's blessing symbolizes preparation and focus. This is not only a religious act, but also has a psychological effect. Research in psychology shows that rituals, even when symbolic, can help reduce anxiety and increase concentration. The act of pausing, focusing intention, and performing a simple ritual provides clarity and calm, which makes challenges feel more manageable. This aligns with the cultural role of Ganesha as a guide for new beginnings, showing that faith and practical mental preparation can work together. These rituals also encourage people to identify internal obstacles such as fear, doubt, and procrastination. In life, many difficulties arise not from external events alone, but from how we react internally. Ganesha's symbolism teaches that by removing these internal barriers, we can approach problems with confidence. For example, a student preparing for exams may feel overwhelmed by stress, but taking time to focus, plan, and act steadily mirrors the lessons symbolized by Ganesha. Similarly, someone starting a new job may face uncertainty, but mindful preparation, patience, and steady effort can help navigate challenges. This shows that devotion or ritual is combined with practical action, rather than replacing it. The worship of Ganesha also builds a sense of community. In many festivals and ceremonies, people come together, supporting one another in shared purpose and focus. Observing the rituals and reflecting on the story of Ganesha can strengthen motivation, as it reminds people that challenges can be overcome with patience, effort, and intention. Importantly, whether one views this literally as divine intervention or symbolically as a focus tool, the core lesson remains clear. Obstacles are not permanent barriers, and preparation, both spiritual and practical, can open the way to success. This teaching can be verified through cultural studies and texts such as the Shiva Purana and contemporary psychological research on ritual and focus. By understanding these principles, viewers can apply Ganesha's lessons in daily life, cultivating clarity, confidence, and a calm approach to any new beginning. After all the challenges, grief, and transformation, The story of Ganesha reaches a point that teaches us how destiny can change through effort, learning, and circumstance. Once Shiva restored Ganesha to life with an elephant head, he appointed him as the leader of the Ganas, the celestial attendants, and declared that Ganesha should always be worshipped first in any ritual or new beginning. This act highlights that even after great difficulty, recognition and respect can follow when responsibility, duty, and patience are practiced. In everyday life, this is a reminder that challenges, setbacks, or misunderstandings do not define the end of a person's journey. Instead, the way we respond to difficulties can shape our future opportunities and influence the recognition we earn from others. The first worship of Ganesha symbolizes the principle of starting new ventures with care and mindfulness. It is a lesson in preparation and intentionality, emphasizing that beginning with focus and wisdom can make the path smoother. Destiny in Hindu thought combines karma, our actions, and choice with the idea of divine or cosmic guidance. This does not imply that obstacles are magically removed, but that thoughtful action and perseverance can redirect outcomes. People in real life often find that after setbacks, taking deliberate steps with awareness of previous mistakes leads to better results, echoing this lesson from Ganesha's story. The narrative also shows that personal reinvention is possible at any stage. Ganesha transformed from a simple child, following instructions, into a revered deity with special responsibilities. Similarly, anyone facing a turning point, such as career changes, academic struggles, or personal loss, can reshape their identity and purpose through learning and effort. Challenges are not permanent. They can become the foundation for growth, much like the elephant head that became a symbol of wisdom and strength. Finally, this chapter teaches that obstacles are doors, not walls. Pain, mistakes, or misunderstandings can redirect life toward new opportunities. By combining effort, reflection, and patience, people can transform difficulty into achievement, just as Ganesha's life transformed after a moment of tragedy. The lessons in this story are widely recorded in the Shiva Purana, Skanda Purana, and cultural studies of Hindu tradition, showing that challenges and destiny are intertwined in ways that encourage resilience, focus, and courage. By understanding these principles, viewers can approach life's obstacles with confidence and see every challenge as a chance for meaningful transformation. The story of Ganesha teaches us that destiny is not fixed, and obstacles do not have to define our lives. From the moment he was created by Goddess Parvati to the point when he became a revered deity, every challenge shaped his journey. Life often presents unexpected problems, misunderstandings, or setbacks, and like Ganesha, we can learn from them instead of being defeated. His story shows that grief and mistakes are natural, but reflection, effort, and patience can turn even the most difficult moments into opportunities for growth. In real life, people face similar turning points, such as losing a job, experiencing family conflict, or failing in a project. These situations can feel overwhelming, but with careful thought, deliberate action, and learning from mistakes, they can become a foundation for improvement and success. The symbolism in Ganesha's story, including his elephant head, large ears, broken tusk, and small eyes, offers practical lessons. Wisdom, listening, focus, and sacrifice are not just abstract ideas. They are tools we can apply in daily life. By paying attention, understanding challenges deeply, and acting with patience, we can navigate obstacles more effectively. Ganesha's appointment as the leader of the Ganas and the first deity to be worshipped in rituals reminds us that preparation and intention matter. When starting something new, taking a moment to focus, plan, and act carefully can influence the outcome positively. Hindu texts such as the Shiva Purana and the Skanda Purana describe these events and their teachings clearly, allowing anyone to explore the lessons further. Ultimately, the story encourages courage, resilience, and hope. Challenges are not permanent walls. They are opportunities to learn, grow, and transform. By understanding that destiny can be shaped through action, reflection, and patience, we can face life's difficulties with confidence. Just as Ganesha's journey transformed him into a symbol of wisdom and strength, we too can turn our obstacles into stepping stones toward a better, more meaningful future.